Good evening, this is Houndog Steve wishing you a very pleasant evening. And here we are closing in on Christmas, and already there are fears mounting about the Omicron variant. There are people in the government are requesting people to stay home and to not travel abroad if they can help it, unless it's an absolute emergency. And so we are setting ourselves up for another whole fear-mongering situation. And of course the big push is on to get everyone inoculated. And this is what I wanted to talk about in this video is firstly the moving goalposts. Everywhere you look now we're talking about a booster shot. Ireland is talking about a fourth shot, a second booster to go along with the original 2 shots. And this is even though we're seeing in Gibraltar and Israel that cases are surging through the inoculated people, and so the inoculations obviously don't work. But can we change our minds? Can we admit that they were wrong? Oh, no. We have to double down. We have to double down and have another booster shot. And it's these moving goalposts that are so dangerous, because you see what I think the whole goal is here, the big goal, is to get you to download the app for your passport. Now this app, this is not just a red, green, go, stay, stop app. This is a data platform. And this platform can be hooked into many different situations. Your bank account, for example, maybe you have to pay for something, and they'll say, oh, well, just use this app and we'll bill you through that. And once you've got your banking or your credit card information in there, there you go. You are now going to be controlled or connected to your red or green status, whether you have a life or whether you don't have a life. Now I saw this on Facebook and I thought it was kind of funny. Here, we're going to post it up here so you can see it. And I think it was, a bit of a joke. But what's that old saying? Many a true word is said in jest. And does anybody think for 1 second that there isn't the potential for huge problems with this computer network system? It could be hacked. They could keep changing the goalposts. Pfizer is now talking about a 3-shot combination for the Omicron variant. What happens if that's ruled as essential and part of being deemed fully inoculated? That means if you don't have that booster, the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th or the 6th, your passport is going to go from green to red and your life will end. Or, as it said in that picture about the banking, our records indicate that you are not up to date, and so you have been suspended for 14 days because, well, you're going to go into quarantine, right? So you won't need to use any banking. And we're going to make sure that you can't function whilst you're in quarantine, and so we're going to cut everything off. Now, is anybody out there going to tell me that things don't go wrong on the internet, computer programs? Like, say, this system could be hacked into. They could change all the status of every passport overnight, and all of a sudden your life is gone. So the trap is set. And here, I've got a series of articles which maybe we should just pop over to, and they will indicate, the changing goalpost status that's going on with your government, the shots, the boosters, and the passport. Okay, so here we go, and we'll come back and I'll do a quick wrap up. Okie dokie.
And this from the Irish Independent. CV-19, people may need to get 4th inoculation dose, warns Tenace. And this is Leo Varadkar, the Prime Minister of Ireland. People may need to get a 4th dose of inoculation to protect themselves against CV-19, Tenace Leo Varadkar has warned. As the rollout of boosters will be extended to the over 50s tomorrow, Mr Varadkar told the Daily today that evidence from Israel shows immunity wanes after a 3rd dose and a 4th dose may yet be needed. He urged people to get their booster jab when it is offered to them, but accepted that this would protect them primarily from the Delta variant, not the Omicron. And he admitted that a fourth dose would likely be needed to protect against the new Omicron variant. I mean, do you need to hear any more to be able to get a picture of where this is really going? It'll be never-ending boosters, and if you don't have that booster, guess what? Your passport is turning to red, and your life comes to an end. And this from Global News, fully inoculated. How many doses will it take, and how will Canada decide? As provinces continue to ramp up booster doses of the CV inoculation, questions are arising over whether the booster could be considered as part of the full series of inoculations and necessary for a Canadian to be considered fully inoculated. The consideration to add a third dose to the primary series in mRNA inoculations could potentially cause widespread changes to public health measures, including inoculation admissions to restaurants and other businesses. It also comes amid the spread of a possibly more infectious Omicron CV variant. But this is the important line right here. Asked whether the booster would eventually be considered part of the primary series of inoculations, Chief Public Health Officer Dr. Theresa Tam said that a booster dose would only remain strongly suggested, but did not discount the possibility for it to be added once more data on the inoculations comes to light. And so, as they're doing this all over the world, of course it will be part. But you don't know. They leave the door open. Say, well, we're not discounting it, but, right now it's strongly suggested. So there you go. There's the bait right there. From Sky News, CV. Boris Johnson says booster jabs to be offered to all adults by the end of the year to tackle tidal wave of Omicron cases. But yet, there's only been one death so far that's been attributed to Omicron, and they wouldn't release any details, so we don't know the health conditions, we don't know whether they died of Omicron or with Omicron, we don't know the age of this individual. So again, it looks like another big cover-up. Everyone aged 18 and over in England will have the chance to get their booster inoculation before the end of the year to combat the threat of rising Omicron variant cases, Boris Johnson has announced. The Prime Minister said he was launching the Omicron Emergency Booster National Mission. Oh, no, the OEBNM. To encourage everyone who's eligible to get boosted now. There you go. So that's what's coming, folks. That is what is coming. You will be never done with your boosters, and your passport will be going from green to red, red to green, green to red 17 times a day. Trust me. From CBC, Pfizer-BioNTech pushing 3-dose CV inoculation to fight Omicron variant. Companies remain optimistic current inoculations will continue to protect against severe disease. Pfizer and BioNTech say a 3-shot course of their CV inoculation was able to neutralize the new Omicron variant in a laboratory test, and that they could deliver an Omicron-based inoculation in March 2022 if needed. Now, of course, this is the most interesting line. In a later briefing, the companies stressed their findings are preliminary, with more research and real-world effectiveness data to inform the best path forward. So what they're actually telling you is that you're part of the experiment, and they won't know until their findings from the experiment come back to them, and they can make a decision then as to what they're going to do. And so optimism regarding protection against severe disease. These findings are broadly in line. See, these are code words. Broadly in line, what does that mean? With a preliminary study published by researchers at the Africa Health Research Institute in South Africa on Tuesday, saying that Omicron can partially evade protection from 2 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech inoculation, suggesting also that a third shot might help fend off infection. There you go. You see, these are what we call soft words. They're actually meaningless. If something might do something, that's an unknown quantity. So, in these very clever intellectual words, they're telling you that they have no idea. They're just hoping with this shot, and they're going to wait till studies come back to let them know. But the most amazing thing down here that I read, a planned output of 4 billion doses of their inoculation in 2022 was not expected to change if an adapted inoculation was required, they added. 4 billion doses? Are you kidding me? What kind of preparation would you have to source just the stuff needed? The vials, the fluids, I mean, it's unbelievable. 4 billion doses in 1 year. And this is just one company. Absolutely stunning. So this is from the Rio Times. In Gibraltar, 100% of adults are fully inoculated against CV, and yet new cases are exploding. Amid a spike in positive CV cases, Gibraltar cancelled official Christmas events and strongly discouraged people from hosting private gatherings for 4 weeks. The entire eligible population of Gibraltar is vaccinated.
So you can see that the goalposts are going to be moving on a constant basis. There will always be a new variant of concern that you're going to have to get a booster for. And if you refuse at some point, if you start to say no, you will find that you are so hooked in to the system. If you get cut off, you will just not be able to survive. You will be so entangled, so entwined, because everything will start feeding into this. If you're taking prescription medication, we'll have to put that on there because we need to know your medical status in case you come down with a case of CV, and then we'll know. And this will go onto the blockchain, and it will be there forever. And like I say, if mistakes are made, this is the other big problem. This is like, I don't know if you've ever had a problem on any of these social media networks, or with your Hotmail or Gmail or anything like that. You try and contact these people. Oh my God, they're just invisible. They put up this paywall. It's unbelievable. Or firewall, I should say, a firewall that protects them from any kind of people coming in, phoning, asking questions, getting through to anybody who can give you an answer. And that's what's going to happen when you've been cut off. You won't be able to just pick up the phone and go to, inquiries or, problem solving or what have you, because there'll be an algorithm. It'll be a recorded voice, because the people who invent this system and get you to use it, they believe it can't go wrong. They believe that there can't be any errors, just like every other government system. Look at the hacks that have happened. Look at the data breaches that we have had. Look, they can't even pay themselves. The Phoenix pay system has been a bust since the word go. These are the same people who want to introduce this passport. So don't take the bait. Remember, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. We're closing in on 2 years. 2 weeks. See, that's the buy-in. Oh, it's only a mask. As soon as you wear the mask, it will go back to normal. Or just one shot. Only one shot and everything will be back. But you still got to wear your mask and social distance. Have a second one, and then we'll go back to normal. Oh, we've got a new variant. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You've got to have a booster. Then we'll go back to normal. Are you not getting this yet? I mean, please, just think back over the last 2 years. Are you not getting? This is the buy-in. It's a trap. Do not get the app downloaded on your phone. I'll tell you one thing. If they try and force me to get that app on my phone, I will smash the phone in front of them. I will go without. I will not have that app put on my phone because it's absolutely deadly. This is like a virus getting into your life. You talk about viruses. So be very, very careful what you do. Be very, very careful what you wish for. Be very careful what you wish for, because you might just get it, and it might not be what you think it. They'll interpret it in a completely different way. I mean, that's another thing I want to point out. Has anybody ever gone into a government office with a problem, and you think you're going to get a solution, and it ends up being a bigger problem, and you just wish you never went in there in the first place, and you end up just living with the problem because the resolution is just such an absolute nightmare? I mean, this should be warning enough what a dangerous step you are taking to commit your life to the hands of people who have a proven record of disaster after disaster after disaster, mismanagement after mismanagement. I mean, it's in the papers every day. Even the mainstream media has to report on it because it is so in your face. The dismal failure after dismal failure. And these are the people who want you to commit your life. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Whatever. So, okie dokie, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe below, and please share this video. I think it is so important that people understand the trap that has been set for them. So please share, and I thank you so much for people viewing and those who've already shared my other videos. And I wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is that you do, or just a time off if it's not a thing that you celebrate. And in the meantime, this is Houndog Steve signing off, wishing you a very pleasant evening, and we'll talk very, very shortly. You take care now. See ya. Bye.